The city skyline glittered under the soft light of the moon, but the penthouse at the apex of the high-rise told a different story. Inside, the lifeless body of Victor Reynolds, a high-profile CEO, lay sprawled on the marble floor. His tailored suit was immaculate, but the ashen pallor of his face contrasted sharply with the vibrant city lights beyond the glass walls. The room was pristine, untouched, and, most bafflingly, locked from the inside. Detective Eleanor Drake stood at the threshold, her sharp eyes scanning every detail. She was known for her meticulous approach and an unyielding resolve. Her partner, Detective Marco Bennett, a fast-talking investigator with a penchant for gut instincts, stood beside her, arms crossed as he surveyed the scene. "No sign of forced entry," Marco muttered. The door was bolted, the windows sealed. "Feels like something out of a magic show." Eleanor crouched near the body, noting the lack of visible injuries. A glass of wine sat untouched on the coffee table, and an ornate fountain pen rested in Victor's stiff hand. Nearby, a laptop displayed an email draft addressed to an unknown recipient, but its contents had been wiped clean, leaving only the ominous subject line, "They know." The initial autopsy revealed no immediate cause of death. No bruises, no stab wounds, no gunshot residue. Toxicology tests were pending, but Eleanor had a gnawing feeling that the answer wouldn't be straightforward. The team's first challenge was to figure out how anyone could have entered or exited the penthouse undetected. As they interviewed Victor's closest associates, a pattern of secrets began to emerge. His wife, Cassandra, was the picture of grief, but her alibi, a dinner with friends, seemed rehearsed. Victor's business partner, Alan Grayson, was evasive, hinting at recent disputes over company decisions. A young intern, Lila Chen, spoke nervously about long hours and unexplained tensions at the office. Each thread hinted at a deeper web of intrigue. "They're all hiding something," Marco said as they reviewed the statements. "The question is, who had the most to gain from Victor's death?" Their investigation turned toward Reynolds Enterprises, the tech conglomerate Victor had built from the ground up. Rumors swirled about a groundbreaking product set to launch, a project shrouded in secrecy and fiercely guarded by the company's inner circle. Eleanor obtained access to Victor's personal files, uncovering encrypted messages and cryptic notes referencing Project Helios. The breakthrough came when forensic analysis of Victor's laptop revealed traces of a deleted file. The recovered fragment contained schematics for advanced cybersecurity software, capable of infiltrating and manipulating any network undetected. The implications were staggering, and the potential for misuse was limitless. As the detectives delved deeper, they discovered a rival corporation, Nexus Solutions, had been aggressively pursuing information about Project Helios. A former employee of Reynolds Enterprises, Ethan Cole, now worked for Nexus and had a history of animosity toward Victor. When questioned, Ethan denied involvement but admitted to receiving anonymous threats warning him to stay away from his former employer. The turning point came when the toxicology report identified a rare, untraceable neurotoxin as the cause of death. The substance, derived from an exotic plant, could be administered through skin contact and left no immediate trace. Eleanor theorized that the toxin had been applied to an object Victor frequently used. The fountain pen found in his hand became the primary suspect. The killer knew Victor's habits, Eleanor mused. They planted the toxin on something he would touch without a second thought. The investigation took a perilous turn when Lila Chen disappeared. A frantic search led the detectives to an abandoned warehouse, where they found her bound and terrified but alive. She revealed that she had been blackmailed into stealing company files, believing the threats were from a competitor. However, the truth was more insidious. The blackmailers were insiders at Reynolds Enterprises, desperate to protect their secrets at any cost. Lila's information pointed to Alan Grayson, whose financial records showed large, unexplained transactions. Confronted with the evidence, Alan confessed to orchestrating the blackmail but denied any involvement in Victor's murder. He claimed that Victor had grown paranoid, convinced that someone within the company was plotting against him. Eleanor and Marco pieced together the final pieces of the puzzle during a tense midnight review of the evidence. Victor had uncovered Alan's embezzlement and threatened to expose him, but Alan wasn't the mastermind. The true culprit was Cassandra Reynolds. Her seemingly airtight alibi crumbled under scrutiny when security footage revealed her entering the penthouse hours before Victor's death, using a secondary service elevator. Cassandra's motive was as cold as it was calculated. She had been siphoning funds from Victor's accounts, preparing to flee the country with her lover, a corporate spy from Nexus Solutions. Victor's discovery of her betrayal had sealed his fate. The toxin-laced pen was her weapon of choice, ensuring a clean and undetectable murder. When confronted, Cassandra's icy composure shattered. She confessed, her voice trembling with a mix of defiance and despair. Victor was going to ruin everything. He cared more about his company than he ever did about me. With Cassandra in custody and the conspiracy exposed, the case came to a close. But as Eleanor and Marco stood in the penthouse one final time, the city sprawling before them, the weight of the investigation lingered. The locked room had given up its secrets, but the human heart remained an enigma. Eleanor knew one thing for certain: the truth was never as simple as it seemed.